Good morning. I do want to add that today the U.S. government will begin arranging charter flights out of Israel for Americans and their immediate family members who want to leave. According to the White House, at least 27 Americans have died. 14 remain unaccounted for.
The IDF calls for the evacuation of all civilians from Gaza City.
It's a sign that a ground offensive is forthcoming. The Israeli military is urging more than 1 million civilians living in northern Gaza to evacuate as an operation to target the Hamas militant group is carried out.
This evacuation is for your own safety. You will be able to return to Gaza City only when another announcement permitting it is made.
Hamas is advising Palestinians to ignore the warnings and stay in their homes.
Hamas continues to use civilians as human shields, something that's not new, something that they've always done, intentionally putting civilians in harm's way.
Residents of Gaza are without basic necessities as a humanitarian crisis emerges. Israeli Defense Forces have pounded its infrastructure with airstrikes in response to Hamas's surprise Saturday attack.
You're already having this narrative coming out that somehow Hamas is the victim and not Israel.
In cities across the U.S., increased security measures are now in place following a former Hamas leader's call for protests and, quote, a global day of jihad. The FBI and law enforcement agencies are warning Americans to be vigilant.
Our intelligence community is working diligently, as are our law enforcement, to root out and find ways in which there might be risks that we can stop and prevent.
Here in the Washington, D.C. area, there are 2 Jewish day schools that are closed for today, and extra security will be in place around places of worship and the Capitol complex. So police say that as of right now, there have been no credible threats to the area. Araxia?
All right, Alexander, thank you. And speaking more on that, the Global Day of Rage has been leading to tighter security, even here in Southern California. This pro-Palestinian rally in South LA yesterday, for example, it was peaceful, but fears of potential violent protests that have prompted law enforcement agencies across the Southland will be heightened today. Both the LAPD and the LA Sheriff's Department says they have not received any specific or credible threats to the community. Now, for the latest developments on the war and how you can help victims, go to our website, foxla.com. We have some information there, and we'll have more information throughout the morning right here on Good Day LA.